Well, the new year is quickly approaching. Some of you might be making resolutions. How about a financial resolution? Marshall Clay with the Welch Group joins us with some things to keep in mind as you get ready to embark on a new year financially. Good to see you this morning.
Good to see you.
I like the first one. The first one reminds me of something I just read yesterday, that a lot of people might have $1,000 in the bank, finance a $100,000 car, and you think they got it all together, and then you got the person who's got 100 grand in the bank, and they have a car with no payments.
That's
so that's
right.
kind of to your first point, right?
It is, and I think living beneath your means and building the emergency cash reserve, it kind of goes hand in hand. You can't do one without the other. And I think there's been some concerning data that I've seen over the last couple of months, particularly with a really tight labor market. I mean, we're still at historically low unemployment rates, and you still see credit card usage way up. Now that's could be because of inflation, but then probably the most concerning thing is I'm seeing hardship withdrawals and loans against 401ks starting to increase, and that's really kind of a red flag that people are really kind of out over their skis and kind of living beyond their means. So hopefully our viewers aren't in that situation, but as we kind of work through 2024, you want to try to live beneath your means and increase that emergency cash reserve in case we have some times where the economy isn't doing so well, you're not tapping into the 401k.
And I know for a lot of people who are struggling, this really would require a lot of discipline, right?
It does, and it always takes discipline. And I think when we're talking about the second step, which is kind of adopting that whatever it takes mindset, that not only applies to kind of your personal budgeting, there's definitely some meticulous budgeting that has to go into building that emergency cash reserve. But what I'm encouraging folks to do is to take that whatever it takes mindset also to work. And what I mean by that is look for ways at your job to add value that goes above and beyond what's expected. You know, I'm an employer, and I think that's one of the things that we're looking at is for folks who are kind of going beyond what's their normal day-to-day expected activities. And believe me, your employer will notice that. And if you want positions of increased responsibility, if you want additional income, higher bonuses, those are the things that you have to do to really stand out and get those things.
How much about taking stock of your financial position and also having a reality check about that?
I think this is really important. So when you're a younger person, you know, understanding that, look, you should be in wealth accumulation mode. You should be in asset accumulation mode. Now, it doesn't mean that you're reckless and you go out and you leverage up and take on a bunch of debt to buy things, but you just kind of meticulously start accumulating assets over the course of time. Because I think you and I have talked about this. I think, you know, my long-term opinion is that inflation is going to be here with us for an extended period of time, maybe not like it was in the middle of 2022. That's something that we're going to have to defend against as a younger population for the foreseeable future. So the only way that you can do that is really through the accumulation of assets. Now, if you're an older person, if you're a person, a pre-retiree, retiree, you have to balance that dynamic of defending against inflation, but also respecting that short-term need for liquidity, that short-term need for cash so that you can live the way that you want to live. So understanding where you are in your life, if you're 20s to 55, 60 years old, maybe focus more on that accumulation. If you're 60 and beyond, play a little bit more defense, but understanding your financial position is the first step.
And just so we're clear, when he talks about assets, we're talking about appreciating assets, not depreciating assets.
Absolutely, yeah, not cars, things like that, things that are going to appreciate over time.
Just want to make that clear. Yeah. Happy New Year to you and your family.
Happy New Year, thank you.
All right, Marshall Clay with the Welch Group. All right.